clearly totally planned, but there were some aspects that cannot be annihilated, even if the entrepreneurial activity was considered, let's say, illegal and was the subject to criminal penalty. The individual can find some points to survive in this kind of economy. Why? Because, like here, the shops were really empty during the communist era, not even in Romania, but also in the other countries. So this prohibited activity, let's say, was like a solution which was found by any individual who have some, let's say, knowledge, some relationships, and that can use, let's say, some corruption in the state to make some trade, let's say, with different kind of goods. But basically, we speak about basic goods, which in a free market there are free to everybody. It is possible to pay for it. Even if we speak about entrepreneurship, we speak about risk, and in this kind of society we speak about more risk. And the black market was the solution for these people for this period. So the authorities control every time the prices for the official market, but generally the black market was kind of different. Why? Because in fact we know that entrepreneur it's taking the risk, and after that we speak about his profit. Yeah, it's more risky, we have more profit. And in this period, the entrepreneurs, so let's say the informal entrepreneurs can take this bigger risk and they have bigger profits. And more than this, we have, let's say, like premium that for this short time to transaction. In fact, the duration regarding the previous subject of the transaction was so short. It is important in this period to find a way to sell what you have in a short time, yeah? But informal entrepreneurship was, let's say, a correction of the market, a planned market, which we know that it's a real mistake and it cannot work properly. Yeah, the authority cannot help the individual to find everything, cannot provide anything, and more than this, they cannot provide all the resources that the individual needs to produce, let's say, for their own plain state's community. Yeah. Q standing was, let's say, a trademark for this period. And why? Because we have here an image that I think it's quite suggestive. People are waiting hours and hours to receive from the government meat, and not only meat, but also any kind of food and basic good. They are waiting for shoes and so on and so on. So the impossibility to purchase necessary goods was like a solution to find something else. What? Informal entrepreneurship. And here we have another example for a Romanian market. Yeah, people are waiting for meat in this photo, and they are still waiting and so calm. So the time is not so. Why? Here we have a photo of Ceausescu, who was the president of Romania for many years, and every time when he was in the market, let's say, and in the country, the shops were full of food. Why? So this is like, let's say, like a paradox, because in fact, usually we cannot have things like this in a market. But the people who works, let's say, in a shop, planned shop, they have access and they can sell and resell all the goods. Informal entrepreneurship was based on previous experience, knowledge, and their contacts. Individuals can use their contacts to shop things. But it was a price, a different price. If you are agreed to pay more and more for your good, you should pay. So Besançon said that if you agree to pay a lot for something, you can buy it, no matter from where, you can achieve it. So this kind of, let's say, society has some problems, and we know it. The problem was what you can buy in a Soviet society. So you can buy anything if you are enough money to pay. So here we have some example for a Romanian country. And we can buy meat, coffee, canned cigarette, which was like another type of gold, also like coffee. I was shocked because I was not born in this period. And when my grandparents told me, okay, this is an amazing thing to have canned cigarette or coffee, I was okay, but for me this is usual, So it's not so, let's say, something strange here, Jeans also, soap and so on. And one of the main, let's say, source of this one to buy these things was, of course, a trip outside the border. Okay, why? In fact, people who were going outside, they can come with a lot of things which are new for the market. I was interested in a case from some people that are coming back from Iran, and they come with coffee, and they sell it with a lot of money. And of course, it was like a big deal of entrepreneurial idea, what we can do. So this kind of activities, the entrepreneurial activity, were like crimes against the socialist economy. But it was like a tacit agreement. Why? Nobody speaks about it. And the individual agree, even if the government. It was a problem with this one? I don't think so, because in fact they were, let's say, they knew that it's impossible to find another way to survive, and for this reason they find an entrepreneurial solution, I was, let's say, surprised that this kind of entrepreneurial activity was for our country, and not even for our country, was a solution to transition to the free market after the period of the communist society. And in conclusion, I was thinking that the entrepreneurial roles was trying to solve some problems regarding the market process, which was the planned one, but we cannot plan everything, like I told you and like you know. In this period, this kind of activity cannot be completely annihilated, even if the law was very restricted, even if the police was an important part of the society. I was thinking about my presentation, and I was trying to find another title of the paper, and I was thinking, in fact, that we can speak about the restricted entrepreneurship. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but let's say in some way we can put this on these limits. So I hope it's fine. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much to Mrs. Lungu, currently a student at the University of Iași in Romania, right?
Yep.
So now, please, if anybody wants to table any question, she will answer.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. My name is Georgi Ganev, and I'm a neighbor from Bulgaria.
Okay.
As opposed to you, I was born during that period. And I just want to make a very short addition to your very good observation that there was actually entrepreneurship under socialism, and it is that government enterprise managers were not only involved in these what we call second networks, sort of illicit the redistribution and trade of deficit goods, but they were actually involved in heavy entrepreneurship trying to make the plan.
Yep.
And this is an entirely different world, but they had to make a hugely interesting entrepreneurial decisions all the time.
It was like a complementary activity. I know, I was reading about it, yeah. For solve the problem of the plan, they are using this one. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for a very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Just a historical note. On the mid-1980s, I was working for Import-Export about the international aspects of this entrepreneurial activity. So my job was to drive down with a truck, with a driver, and control the loading of textiles for export into the United States. Yugoslavia had the most favored nations customs treatment because Tito was sort of liberal or, bloc-free. And Romania too, because Nixon was in Romania. No? Now, how did that work? At the customs border in Serbia, the officers knew the driver and they got 1 kilogram of coffee. We had 40 kilograms of coffee hidden in the truck. Everyone knew about it. And we came down to Kosovo, exchanged the coffee for ceramics that were exported by a guy who was in the village. This was part of the village economy, very much like in Romania too. No?
Yep.
Communal land, partly an old traditional land holdings and rights. No?
Yep.
And in the evening we went to a party in the local disco in a former church. So there is this 10-year-old kid walking up to me, staring me down from top, and asking for my leather jacket, my jeans, and my shoes. He said, okay, I said, I'm sorry, I can't give them to you, they are mine, I'm wearing them, I don't have anything else. He says, well, wait a moment, I have a deal for you. 5 minutes later, like 10:30 in the night, he comes up with his 12-year-old sister. And he said, very straight to my face, well, you give me your jeans, your leather jacket, and your shoes, and you can have my sister. Not for the night, but you can take her out. He wanted to sell me his sister in exchange for my stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it
Not
was
a
an
joke.
interesting experience.
Please, there's another question.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Pavel. I'm from Slovakia, so I'm the same patient as you, from Eastern Europe. And I wanted to ask if there was a usual that the police was holding people when the Ceausescu went somewhere for a visit, and the shops were full of goods. And in the moment when Ceausescu left, there was a run to the shops and buy everything and fight for the goods. Was it usual in Romania?
It was not like this. In fact, after the Ceausescu's visit, everything was closed, so nobody can do anything. Yeah, you cannot buy anything. But you can buy it from the black market, because in fact, all the sellers use it for the black market. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for your very interesting presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.